The Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries was founded in Baghdad, Iraq in September of 1960. Its original members were Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Venezuela. They were later joined by Qatar, Libya, the United Arab Emirates, Algeria, Nigeria, Ecuador, and Angola. OPEC is a stable geopolitical organization. From 1960 to 1965, its headquarters were located in Geneva, Switzerland, but were then moved to Vienna, Austria. OPEC's goal is to combine the petroleum policies of its member nations in order to secure fair and stable prices, an efficient, economic, and steady supply of petroleum to consumers. OPEC took control of the national petroleum industries and developed a voice in the world market. Oil prices rise and were unstable due to the Iraq oil embargo in 1973 and the Iranian Revolution in 1979. OPEC held its first summit of heads of state and government in Algiers in 1975. They addressed the state of poor nations and international relations, as well as world economic development and stability. The summit led to the creation of the OPEC Fund for International Development in 1976. Also, its member nations began working towards socio-economic development. Prices soared in the early 1980s, but fell in 1986 due to a consumer shift from petroleum. With an increasingly united oil market, there is a concrete recovery in the industry. This came from breakthroughs in producer-consumer relations, technology trends, and globalization. There is also improvement in relations between OPEC nations and non-OPEC nations. With the 1992 Earth Summit, UN-sponsored climate change conferences, and the Go Green movement, OPEC pursued stability and practicality in the management of the Earth's oil supply. Oil prices increased to record levels by mid-2008 but quickly collapsed in a global economic crash. OPEC became a major figure in the oil industry with its involvement in global efforts to stop this economic crisis. More nations and individuals are converting to renewable, environmentally friendly energy sources. The production of natural gas has increased. Individuals and businesses which require transportation are buying fuel-efficient vehicles. Research in alternative fuels and biofuels is also increasing. There is an international Go Green movement. Pete Donahue once said, "Instead of begging OPEC to drop its oil prices, let's use American leadership and ingenuity to solve our own energy problems." When oil production dips, gas companies raise their prices. Expensive gas means it's expensive to ship products by truck, airplane, and boats. When it costs more to ship product, the cost of the product increases. This leads to an increase in labor strikes and national and international conflict. If gas prices are high, car buyers are more likely to buy smaller, more gas-efficient vehicles, putting many companies and their employees out of work. Fewer families can afford to travel, decreasing the money brought into the economy by the tourism industry. Countries need oil products to run their tanks, battleships, airplanes, and trucks. This means taxes increase to cover the cost. Yasser al-Gundi is quoted, "If demand continues to be strong, we are going to be struggling." OPEC appears to be taking the view that the risks are weighted more to the upside than the downside. OPEC was formed as a way to protect its member nations because their only major natural resource is their oil. The countries whose economies are hurt the most by rising prices are countries who are struggling to industrialize. They cannot afford to transport their resources and goods, thus they are unable to improve the living conditions of their citizens. This international problem led to the creation of OPEC, Fund for International Development. Some OPEC members are conflicting with each other. OPEC is resisting international investment in the oil industry and gas industry, threatening the world's economic success. There is now a push for ethical oil. Citizens of more developed countries are continuously complaining about rising gas prices and are placing blame for it. But here's the catch. The Earth's supply of gas is decreasing at an alarming rate. There are many options to slow this process. My question for you is, what are you going to do about it?